Hi guys, welcome back on the RCA channel. In today's video, we discuss about the second part of the government accounting. To watch the first part of the government accounting, link of that video given in the description box. Please go on that link and please watch the video. And guys, before starting the video, please download notes for your reference, because without any notes you are unable to understand what I can say in the video, or what we can discuss into upcoming video. And one more thing guys, if you want any video on the any topic or any concept of the paper number 17 or paper number 20, please leave the comment into comment section, so that we are try to make video or try to provide you video on such topic or on such concept. So guys, without any wasting time, let's start the video. In today's video, we discuss about the C&AG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So guys, C&AG is an authority of the India. It is established by the Constitution of the India, Part 5, Chapter 5, Subpart 7B and Article 148. Next, it is an authority who audit the all receipt and expenditure of the government of India, including the state government, and authority is substantially financed by the state government. Next is C&AG is also conduct the supplementary audit for the government company. Next, C&AG is a guardian and caretaker of the national purse. Next is C&AG is appointed by the President of India, and tenure of the C&AG is 6 years. So guys, next is the Government of India Act 1935 made the Auditor General of the India irrecoverable, except in like manner and only like the ground as judge of the federal court are removed. So guys, next, C&AG is an adoption of the office of the Auditor General under the Indian Government Act 1935. Next is Article 148 to 151 of the Indian Constitution create and regulate the office of the C&AG of India. Next is the office of the C&AG is considered a crucial to the control of the entire financial system of the country. So guys, C&AG is an auditor of the government of India, and he do the audit of the union government, state government, or any authorities which is controlled by the state government and union government. So guys, there is several power are given to the C&AG so that they can conduct the audit of the government receipt and government expenditure. So guys, this is our current C&AG, Rajiv Mehershri IAS, and this C&AG is nominated by the Prime Minister of the India and appointed by the President of the India. So guys, our next slide is role, function and duties of the C&AG. There is 12 role, function and duties are given in the syllabus. So guys, in the first part we can understand that at the office of the C&AG, all account of the state and union are compiled in the office by the C&AG. So guys, after compilation of such account, so guys, compilation of the account is a crucial work of the C&AG. So guys, compiling the account of the union and each state from the initial to subsidiary account rendered to the audit and account officer under this control by the treasuries officer or department responsible for the keeping of such account. So guys, next is keeping account. Keeping such account in relation to any matter specified in the above clause as may be necessary. So guys, there is some exception or some relief are given to the C&AG. So guys, in the matter of the central government, president shall relieve or president shall give relief to the C&AG, or in case of the state, governor of such state gives the relief to the C&AG. So guys, we can understand what relief are given by the president or governor of India to the C&AG. So guys, this permission are basically given by President of India after the consultation with the C&AG. So guys, before given the relief, the president shall consult with the C&AG in such relief, and after the consultation with C&AG and C&AG permit to do so to the President of the India, then in such case President of the India by order relieve him from the responsibility of the compiling the said account of the union, the account of any particular service or department of the union, and relieve him from the responsibility of the keeping the account of any particular class or the character. So guys, in these three cases, President of India relieve the C&AG. So guys, this is basically allocation of the work to the President of the India by the C&AG, and there is a three categories of the work that may be allotted by the C&AG to the President of India. So guys, same case are governor of the state, but in case of the governor, there is a previous approval of the president is required, and governor also consult with the C&AG, and after consulting with C&AG, the governor of the state by order relieve to the C&AG for doing the two category of the work. That two category of the work is the said account of the state, and next is the account of any particular service or department of the state. So guys, these two work are allotted by the C&AG to the governor of the state. So in this case, governor will be liable to done all work in this regard. So guys, this is basically first point. So next point is the C&AG shall from the account compiled by him or by the government or any other person responsible in that behalf prepare each year account showing under the respective heads of the annual receipt and disbursement for the purpose of union of each state and each union having legislative assembly, and shall submit those accounts to the president or the governor of the state or administrative of the union territory having the legislative assembly. So guys, where the president of India after consultation with the C&AG by order relieve him from the responsibility for the preparation and submission of the account relating to the annual receipt and disbursement for the purpose of the union and union territory. As discussed in last point, in this case there is also allocation of work by the C&AG to the president of the India. So while this allocation of the work is done by the president, in such case, president require the prior approval of the C&AG, and after consultation with the C&AG in this regard, president of India relieve to the C&AG for the preparation and submission of the account relating to the annual receipt and disbursement for the purpose of the union or union territory having legislative assembly. So guys, next is governor of the state. In this case, same thing happen. Previous approval of the president also required in this case, and after consultation with the C&AG, state government governor of the state by order relief to the C&AG from the responsibility of the preparation and submission of the account relating to the annual receipt and disbursement of the state. So guys, this is a work of government auditor, that is C&AG. So next, third point is the C&AG to give the information and render the assistance to the union and state. After giving permission to the president and governor for the complying and keeping the account, C&AG required to give the assistance to the union government or state government or to the government of the union territory having legislative assembly from time to time, and render such assistance in the preparation of their annual financial statement as they may be reasonably asked for. So guys, in first part we discussed that if there is any difficulties faced by the state government or any accounting body which is work under the C&AG office, they in such case C&AG shall provide the help or provide the assistance to the for the carried out the accounting in that aspect. So guys, this is a basic work of the C&AG to assist the accounting. So guys, next is general provision relating to the audit. C&AG generally do the audit of Consolidated Fund of India, Contingency Fund of India, public account, and any account that is kept in the department of the union or state. So guys, he is also report on such audit to the respective authority. So guys, next is audit of the receipt and expenditure of the bodies and authorities substantially financed from the union or state revenue. So guys, in this case where the body or any authority is substantially financed by grant or loans from the Consolidated Fund of India or from any state or any union territory having legislative authority, C&AG is subject to the provision of any law for the time being in force applicable to such body or authority, as case may be, the audit all receipt and expenditure of the body and authority and report on receipt and expenditure audited by him. So guys, C&AG with the previous approval of the president, governor of the state, and administrator of the union territory having the legislative assembly audit all receipt and expenditure of the any body or authority where the grant or loan to such body or authority from the Consolidated Fund of India or any state or any union territory having the legislative assembly, as case may be, financial year not less than rupees 1 crore. So guys, C&AG do the audit of the all authority and all organization to such organization the subsidy and loan provided by the union government, state government and union territory having legislative assembly. So guys, 6th point is function of the C&AG in case of the grant or loan given to the other authority or body. Where the grant or loan is given for the any specific purpose from the Consolidated Fund of India or any state or any union territory having the legislative assembly to any authority or body not being to foreign state and international organization, while audit of the any organization or any authority are done by the C&AG, in such case he is scrutinized the procedure by which sanctioning authority satisfy itself to the fulfillment of the condition subject to which grant or loan is given. So guys, next is C&AG shall have right to assess after giving the reasonable previous notice to the book of account of that authority or body. So guys, where the President of India, Governor of the state and administrative of the union territory confirm in the public interest, then they will relieve to the C&AG from the making any scrutiny with the respect of the any body or authority receiving such grant or loan. So guys, next point is audit of the receipt of union and state. It is duty of the C&AG to audit of the all receipt which are payable into the Consolidated Fund of India and of each state and of each union territory having the legislative assembly, and to satisfy himself that the rule and procedure in that behalf are designed to secure and effective check the assessment, collection and proper allocation of the revenue, and are being the duly observed, and make from this purpose such examination of the account are think fits and report thereon. So guys, next is audit of the account of the stores and stock. The C&AG shall have authority to audit and report on the account of the stores and stock keep in the office or department of the union and state. It is also duty of the C&AG. So guys, next is power of the C&AG in connection with the audit of the account. C&AG have authority to inspect the any office of the account under the control of the union of any state, including the treasuries and such offices responsible for the keeping of the initial and subsidiary account as submit to him. So guys, next is to require that any account books, prepare paper and other document which deal with or from basis of any otherwise relevant to the transaction to which his duties in respect of the audit extended shall be sent to such place, or he may appoint him his inspection. So guys, next is to put such question or make such observation as he may consider necessary to the person in charge of the office, or to the call for such information as he may require for the preparation of the any account or report which it is duty to prepare. So guys, this is a basically power of the C&AG which is given in our syllabus or given in the next is audit of the government companies and corporation. C&AG in relation to audit of the account of the government company shall be performed and exercised by him in accordance with the provision laid down in under the section 139 subsection 5 and subsection 7 of the Companies Act 2013. C&AG in relation to the audit of the account of the corporation not being company established by under law made by the parliament shall be performed and exercised by him in accordance with the provision of the respective legislation. So guys, next is President, Governor of the state and administrator of the union territory, as case may be where he is of opinion that it is necessary to do in the public interest, request to C&AG to audit the account of the corporation established by the law made by the legislature or state or any union territory, as case may be. C&AG shall audit the account of the corporation and shall have for the purpose of such audit right of the access to the book of the account of the corporation. However, no such request shall be made except after the consultation with the C&AG and except after giving reasonable opportunity to the corporation to make the representation with regard to the proposal of such audit. So guys, this is a basically audit of the government companies and other corporation which is incorporated under the respective legislature. In this case, President, Governor of the state and administrator of the union territory, as case may be, where he is of opinion that it is necessary to do in the public interest, then President, Governor of the state or administrator of the union territory request to C&AG to audit the account of the corporation established by the law made by the legislature, state and union territory. So in this case, C&AG shall audit of the account for such corporation and shall have for the purpose of such audit right to assess the books of the account and other related information. So guys, before request made to the C&AG, consultation with the C&AG are done by the President of the India, Governor of the state and Administrative of the Union Territory. So guys, next is laying the report in the relation to the account of the government companies and corporation. So guys, where the audit of the any corporation or any government company are made by the C&AG, then he shall be submit such audit report or such papers or such document to the government or government concern. So guys, central government shall cause every report received by it under the subsection 1. So guys, after the receipt of such report, central government as soon as possible laid down this report before the each house of the parliament. So it is duty of the central government. Next is in case of the state government, when state government receives such a report, then in such case state government as soon as possible laid that report before the legislature of the state. So guys, this is a duty of the state government. Next is audit of the account of the certain authorities or bodies. So if president, governor of state and administrative of the union territory make the request to C&AG, then in such case C&AG undertake the audit of the account of such body or authority on such term and condition as may be agreed upon or between the concerned government. Next, to undertake the audit, C&AG have right to assess the books and account of that body or authority. So guys, next is Public Account Committee. This committee contain the selected member of the parliament. Next is this committee constituted by the Parliament of India. In India, parliamentary form of the governance, the legislature has power to ensure that the appropriate money is spent economically, judicially and for the purpose for which it was sanctioned. Next is even though C&AG of the India is to audit the account of the government and ensure the propriety of the money spent, yet its report is further examined by the special committee of the parliament is known as a Public Account Committee. So guys, Public Account Committee is a basically committee. That committee will review the audit done by the C&AG and confirm that and ensure that the proprietary of the money spent. The committee entrusted with the responsibility of the examining the accounts of the government. So guys, basic work of the PAC is to examine and ensure that the parliamentary limit of the any expenditure will not be breached. So guys, next is it examine the report of the account of union government submitted by the C&AG of India to the president for the purpose of auditing of the revenue and expenditure of the government of India. Next is PSC in India that ensure the parliamentary control over the government expenditure. So guys, next is constitution of the PSC. This committee forms every year. It consists not more than 22 members. 15 members are from the Lok Sabha and 7 members from the Rajya Sabha. Tenure of this committee is 1 year. Present PSC is a joint committee of the two houses. Next is the chairman is appointed by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha from the amongst its member of the Lok Sabha. Since 1967, the chairman of the committee is selected from the opposition. Next is, however, it is noted that minister is not eligible to be elected as a member of the committee if member after the election of the committee is appointed as a minister, he ceased to be the member of the committee from the date of such appointment. Next, there is a 5 roles that is Public Account Committee should be performed. First is role regarding the examination of the C&AG report. So this is a basic work of the PAC. PAC, Public Account Committee, is examine the audit report of the C&AG after it's laid in the parliament. C&AG assessed the committee during the course of the investigation. So guys, next is role regarding the unauthorized expenditure or excess expenditure. While examining the report of the C&AG, the committee has satisfied itself that the expenditure made by the government were authorized by the parliament. And next is expenditure under any heads has not been crossed limit of the parliamentary authorization. Next is it is noted that every expenditure made by the government must be sanctioned by parliamentary. Thus, it is a role of the committee to bring to the notice to the parliament instance of the unauthorized expenditure and expenditure beyond the sanction limit. So guys, next role is role regarding the spending money by the ministries. The committee is not only ensure that the ministries spend money in accordance with the parliamentary grant, it is also bring to notice of the parliamentary instance of the extravagance or loss or fructuous expenditure in lack of the financial integrity in the public service. So guys, next is, however, the committee cannot question the policy of the government. It is only concern itself with the execution of the policy on its financial aspect. This is basically boundaries of the work of the PSC. Next is scrutinizing the audit report of the public corporation. A new dimension has been added to the function of the PSC by the entrusting it with the responsibility of the scrutinizing the audit report of the public corporation. So next is scrutinizing the working process of the ministry and public corporation. In examining the account and audit of the ministries and public corporation, the committee get opportunity to the scrutinizing the process of their working. Next is, it is point out the weakness and short working of the administrator of the administration of the ministries and public corporation. Criticism of the PSC draw national attention. This criticism of the PSC will draw the national attention. Next is, this keep the ministries and public corporations sensitive to the criticism of the PSC. Thus, it is wrong to suppose that the PSC is only an instrument of the financial control. It is as well instrument of the administrative control also. So guys, next point is review of the account. The account of the government company set up by under the provision of the Companies Act, including the government insurance companies and deemed government companies, are audited by the C&AG under the provision of the Section 143 of the Companies Act 2013. Under the provision, the C&AG shall appoint the statutory auditor of the government company. Next, he may conduct the supplementary or test audit of the account of the government company, and next is, and may comment upon the report of the statutory auditor. In addition, he issued direction to the statutory auditor regarding the manner in which the account of the government company are to be audited. So guys, next is the account certified by the statutory auditor, that is chartered accountant appointed by the central government on the advice of the C&AG under the Companies Act 2013, are subject to the supplementary or test audit by the office of the C&AG, or C&AG gives his comment or supplement the report of the statutory auditor. Next is the Companies Act 2013 empower to C&AG to issue the direction to the statutory auditor on manner in which the company's account shall be audited. So guys, next is government accounting standard issued by the Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board. So guys, mission of the GASAB, that is Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board, is to formulate and recommend the Indian Government Accounting Standard for the cash system and Indian Government Financial Reporting Standard for the accrual system. So guys, currently in India, IGAS are follow for the cash system, because Government of India are follow the cash system of the accounting, not accrual system of the accounting. With the view of the improving the standard of the government accounting and financial reporting, which will be enhance the quality of the decision making and public accountability, Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board has been deploying the two types of the accounting standard, namely Indian Government Accounting Standard and Indian Government Financial Reporting Standard. This standard have been developed to the address the issue relating with the existing cash system accounting and it migration to the accrual system of the accounting in future. So guys, next is, there is 3 accounting standard that is formulated by the Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board and notified by the Ministry of the Finance, Government of India. That accounting standard is Indian Government Accounting Standard 1, guarantees given by the government disclosure requirement. Next is Indian Government Accounting Standard 2, accounting and classification of the grants in aids. Next is Indian Government Accounting Standard 3, loan and advances made by the government. So guys, these 3 accounting standards are formulated by the Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board and notified by the Ministry of the Finance. But there are another 3 accounting standards that is approved by the Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board, but under the consideration by the Government of India. That accounting standard will be read one by one. Accounting standard 7 is government currency transaction and loss, and next is government investment in equity, and next is public debt and other liabilities of the government disclosure requirement. So guys, this is 3 government accounting standard. So guys, next is Government Financial Reporting Standard, that is, it is a accrual based accounting standard, that is Indian Government Financial Reporting Standard, and it is approved by the Government Accounting Standard Advisory Board but under consideration by the Government of India. So guys, there is 5 Indian Government Financial Reporting Standard, that is one by one we can read here. presentation of the financial statement, property, plant and equipment, revenue from the government exchange, inventory, and next is contingent liabilities. So guys, this is very easy part of our paper number 17, and this give us a 15 to 20 marks into the CMA final examination. So guys, please concentrate on this chapter. So guys, I sum up my video here. Thank you for watching the video, and guys, I tried to provide the videos on the important question of the government accounting standard which is asked into previous examination. So guys, stay connected with us.